In this Excel video, I will teach you 10 Excel quick tips that will forever change how you use Excel. Let's get started. So here I am in an Excel spreadsheet. It's got a list of tasks, due dates, etc. But as you can see, even the layout of this spreadsheet leaves a little bit to be desired. So I want to get this spreadsheet into much better shape. First, I'm going to work on the column headings. And to do that, I want to select all of the column headings. And so here we get to quick tip number 1. So our first quick tip is that you can quick select a data range. In this case, I'm going to do that by clicking on cell A1, and then I'll hold the Control key, the Shift key, and then I'll tap one of the arrow keys. If I tap the down arrow, you can see it highlights that entire column of data. It doesn't go into the blank cells in the column, but it highlights from where I selected all the way down. What if I click on A1, hold Control, hold Shift, and tap the right arrow? Then it selects the rest of that row all the way to the end of my data. And that's exactly what I want in this case. With that range selected, I can go to the Home tab and change the fonts of the column headings or make any other changes I want to make. In this case, I think I'll go to Cell Styles and I'll just choose one of these cell styles. How about this one? Now let's move on to quick tip number 2. You can see here we have a list of due dates, and this is great, but I'd really like to be able to see today's date as well, so I can see how much time is running out or if we're already too late to complete these things on time. So I would like to insert at least one column between column D and column E. There are many different ways you could accomplish this, but one of the best ways is to go to the two columns between which you want to add some more columns. So that's D and E, and then select the column that's to the right. Click, hold the click, and then drag to highlight the number of columns that you want to insert, in this case between D and E. So I have E and F selected, and now I'll right click and choose Insert. And notice what happened. My column E scooted over to the right 2 columns and provided space for these 2 new blank columns. This works the same way for rows. If I want to add 3 rows between row 3 and row 4, I would go to row 4 this time, click and hold the click, drag down to select 4, 5, and 6, and then right click on any one of these row numbers and choose Insert. The data scoots down to provide room for 3 blank rows. I'm going to undo that by holding Control on the keyboard and tapping Z. So here on cell E1, I'll click and type today's date. Tap Enter, and I would like today's date to be put into this cell without me having to type it. And this is quick tip number 3, how to insert today's date. The quickest way to do that is to hold the Control key on the keyboard and then tap the semicolon button. And today's date will appear in the cell. You can tap Enter to move down, and then you can continue to add today's date. Now, if you click on today's date and use the autofill handle to drag down, notice what happens. It adjusts the date by 1 for each cell. So instead, what you would want to do is enter today's date twice, and then you can click and drag to select both of those dates, then use the autofill handle, and all of the results now will be today's date. At the end of this video, I will give you a bonus tip that shows you how to insert today's date by using a formula. So please watch till the end. Our quick tip number 4 is the AutoSum shortcut. And for this, I need to put some data in column F. So I'm going to click on F1 and type hours spent. I'll tap Enter. So how many hours have already been spent on a particular task? And I'll type 1, I'll type 4, how about 8, 3, and 7. Now, I would like to automatically add up these numbers to know how much time in total has been spent on all of these tasks. Now, you may already know about the AutoSum button here at the top. You can just click this and it will automatically try to add up the numbers that are near it. You can tap Enter and get the result. I'm going to delete that because there is a keyboard shortcut that's faster. And that shortcut is Alt equals. So I hold the Alt key, tap the equals sign, AutoSum is activated. I tap Enter, and there's the answer. Let's move on to quick tip number 5. quickly adjust column widths. So I don't know about you, but this has been driving me crazy so far in this video. My column headings do not fit in the space provided. And there are lots of ways I could fix this. I could click and drag to get the exact widths that I want for each column, but there's a much faster way. All you have to do is click and drag to highlight the column letters from A to G in this case, and then double click between any two of these column letters. Just double click right on the line. When you do that, every column that you had selected is automatically resized to be the perfect width. This also works with rows. Click and drag, double click, and the rows are also perfectly resized. If you only want to resize one or two of the column widths, instead of clicking and dragging to select all of them, just double click on the line just for the column that you want to resize, and it will be resized. This spreadsheet is looking so much better, but let's keep that progress going with quick tip number 6. Repeat last action. So I'm going to click here on cell A1, and I would like these column headings to be bolded. And there's probably a faster way for me to do this. I could just click on row 1 and click bold, but I want to teach you repeat last action. So by clicking on A1, I've selected it, and now I can go up to the Home tab in the font group. I'll click on bold, and it's now bolded. To do the same thing to column heading for B, I can just click on it and then tap the F4 key on my keyboard. F4 will attempt to repeat whatever your prior action was. I could click on D1, tap F4, and it's highlighted. Now, just so you're aware, on some laptop keyboards, in order to tap F4, you have to hold the function key and then tap F4. So watch out for that, especially if you're working on a laptop. Now, of course, I could click and drag to highlight several cells and then tap F4, and all of them would be bolded at the same time. Let's move on to quick tip number 7, freeze panes. So far, my spreadsheet is looking great, and it all fits very well in this window that I'm working in. However, if I end up extending this spreadsheet so that there are more and more rows in the spreadsheet, it can become hard to remember as I work lower down in the spreadsheet what each column is all about. What is this date, and how is it different than this date? What do these numbers mean? And to help us with that, we can freeze panes. I want to freeze the top part of this spreadsheet so that no matter how low I go on the spreadsheet, I can see row number 1, which is my column headings. The way you can do this is click on a cell immediately underneath the row that you would like to freeze. So I'm just going to click on C2 in this case, hold the Alt key, hold the W key, and tap F twice. Now you have to do it fairly quickly. If you're too slow, it may not work. But now that I've done Alt W FF pretty quickly, as I browse down the spreadsheet, look what happens. I never lose sight of row number 1. To turn off freeze panes, you can just go to the View tab, and here in the Window group, you'll see Freeze Panes. You can click and unfreeze the panes. Now, you might have noticed that we do also have other options for how to freeze panes. You can just click here and choose Freeze Top Row, Freeze First Column, or do a generic freeze panes. But the keyboard shortcut is often much faster and more user-friendly. If you want to learn more about freeze panes, please watch my other videos on this important topic. It's time now for quick tip number 8. Create a new line inside of a cell. In most cases, when working in Microsoft Excel, you just want to keep typing, and the data that you type into a cell, when you tap enter, it's stored there. It may not be visible, but anytime you double click on that cell, you'll see the data. And of course, you could resize the columns so that it's always visible. Having said that, sometimes you may be reluctant to stretch out a column too far. That's where this quick tip comes in handy. So let's say I'm typing prepare report, and I want to type in more information without it being hidden or without stretching out this column. I can just hold the Alt key and tap enter on the keyboard, and it lets me continue typing, but below the other information that's in the cell. Now that I've typed that information, I tap enter, and all of it is visible without stretching out the column. It's time for quick tip number 9, which is quickly convert data into a table. So my spreadsheet here is just a range of cells with data in them. It's not really formatted as a table. Let's fix that. All I have to do is click anywhere inside my data, hold the Control key and tap T, and I get a little pop-up in which Excel is trying to guess how big my table should be. And it just looked for data that was clustered together, and it decided that the table consists of A1 through G17. And that is correct. My table does have headers. That's this row number 1. I'll click OK, and Excel has converted my range of cells into a table. There are several advantages to tables, including it automatically formats the rows to make them more easy to read. There are also filters added automatically to the column headings, and there are many other advantages. Please watch my video on Excel tables to learn even more about this important feature. And now, quick tip number 10, quickly switch between worksheets or spreadsheets in your Excel workbooks. To show this, I need to add a second sheet. So I'm just going to click on this plus sign. Now I have sheet 1 and sheet 2. Of course, I can just click to switch between these two, but when using Excel, it's almost always best to keep your hands on the keyboard as you work. So instead of clicking, hold Control and tap the Page Down button, and that will switch you to the next spreadsheet in your workbook. If you hold Control and tap Page Up, it takes you to the previous sheet in your workbook. So those are 10 Excel quick tips that will change how you use Microsoft Excel on a day-to-day basis. Don't forget though, there's one bonus tip, and that is, in many cases, instead of inserting today's date by holding the Control key and tapping the semicolon button, instead of doing it that way, it's often best to use a formula. So on cell E2, I'm going to type equals today, left parenthesis, right parenthesis. Tap enter, and whatever today's date is, it will be displayed here. So now, if I save this spreadsheet and then open it in 2 weeks, this will update and show me the current today's date. So that's a bonus 11th quick tip. This Excel quick tips video is one in a series of at least 3 that I will be producing. So check back later for part 2 and part 3. And if they're successful, I would love to do even more videos on 10 Excel quick tips to change how you use Excel. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, please like, follow, and subscribe. And when you do, click the bell and you'll be notified when I post another video. If you'd like to support my channel, the best way to do that is to become a channel member. But you could also click the thanks button below the video. You could support me through my Patreon account or by buying channel merch, and you'll see information about those options in the description below the video.